Welcome back. See, in the previous video, I discussed about concentration of ore, different method of concentration of ore like hydraulic washing, then magnetic separation, flotation, then chemical method which was leaching process also. And remember the leaching process where we are concentrating the bauxite ore or we are concentrating the gold, silver, etc. As here already mentioned, in the extraction of the metal, first you have to go for the mining because these metals are present in the earth crust. After getting from the earth crust, first is grinding into the powder form. First one is the grinding into the powder form. Second is concentration of the ore, means we are removing the impurities. Third step is extraction of crude metal from concentrated ore. Then we have that refining of the crude metal. To pure metal. These are the important steps that is used in the metallurgy, in the extraction of the metals. So this part I already explained. Now see here, when you go for this extraction of the crude metal from concentrated ore, there are two steps. First one is conversion of concentrated ore into oxide, and next step is conversion of oxide into metal. And this one I can say that the reduction of metal oxide into metal also. Why? See, metal oxide is that giving metal plus O2. So, what is that? Removal of oxygen is there, and the removal of oxygen is called as reduction only. So, either conversion of the oxide into metal, or I can say reduction of the metal oxide into the metal. In this again, we have to use different techniques also. Means sometimes I may have to use the reducing agent, whereas for few like silver oxide, mercuric oxide, no need to use any reducing agent, then there was self or auto reduction also. I'll come across this one. I will discuss this one in the later stages. Timing, just remember, these are the two steps in the extraction of crude metals. See, as I said earlier, there are two steps. First one is conversion of this concentrated ore into the oxide, then from that getting the metal by reduction process. Why are converting the oxide? Because getting the metal from the oxide is easier because I have to go for simple reduction process. than getting the metal from their sulfate or nitrate or etc. So first we are converting them to the oxide. Conversion into metal oxide. See, in this we use two techniques. One is called as the roasting, another is the calcination. Two techniques we use. Sometimes they may ask, define roasting, define calcination, give the differences between roasting and calcination. First we'll see roasting. See, roasting process is applicable for sulfide ores. Note on this. They can ask in the computer exam, among these, which ore can be roasted or subjected for roasting? Then I can say sulfide ore, or they will write zinc sulfide, PBS, etc. Because these are all the sulfide ores only. This is called as galena, this is called as zinc blending. And remember, roasting usually done in reverberatory furnace. It's a heating furnace. In that we are doing this roasting. So roasting is usually, note of this, done in reverberatory furnace. So now let's see what is the meaning of this roasting. See, take a zinc blended, ZNS, concentrated zinc blended. How we are concentrating zinc blended? We are concentrating by flotation method because sulfide ore. Now what you do is heat this one with the excess of oxygen. Heat the concentrated ore in the presence of excess of oxygen. What happens is zinc oxide and the sulfur dioxide will be obtained. Sulfur dioxide is a gas, goes out, and this is a solid. This zinc oxide also solid. This is gas. So what did it here? I am heating the concentrated ore in the presence of excess of oxygen and air. That is called as roasting. Heating the ore in presence of, not only properly, in presence of excess of air or oxygen is known as roasting. Note this. And if I change this sentence, heating the ore in the absence of oxygen or air, or in the presence of limited air supply or oxygen supply, then it becomes the calcination. I repeat, if I change the sentence, heating the ore in the absence or in the presence of limited air or oxygen, then it is the calcination process also. Whereas if I heat it in the presence of excess of oxygen, then it becomes the roasting. Only that is the difference in the definitions. Okay. So first of all, what is the definition? Then where it is applicable, or for which it is applicable. Then next is I have to learn what is the difference also. Before that, what are the things happening when we heat in the presence of excess of oxygen? Or what are the merits of this roasting process? Or what are the uses of this roasting process? That also you have to know. That also we have to know. See, during roasting, first of all, the ore is converted into its oxide form, metal oxide form, into its metal oxide form. The first thing which happens here. Second one, if the moisture is there, moisture is removed because we are heating to high temperature. Because while doing the concentration, we are using the water. Where in the hydraulic washing also we use the water. Cyanide process also we are using that. Whereas even in the float flotation also we are using the water. So that may be moisture that will be removed. Then sulfur, phosphorus, etc. Impurities are present. Impurities present will move out as volatile gases. Volatile gases. The sulfur is that sulfur dioxide gas, etc. like that. They will be moving out. So this is the third importance. This is the third importance of the roasting process. Sometimes in the question paper like this will be that during roasting, A, moisture is removed, B, sulfur etc. goes out as a volatile impurities, C, ore is converted into its oxide, metal oxide form, last D, all of this. Then you have to choose the all of this also. So then we need this. Annual exam point of view, you can ignore. They may not give any question from this, but competitive exam question can be asked. PBS plus O2 giving PBO plus SO2. Cu2S plus O2 giving Cu2O plus SO2. Zinc sulfide plus O2 gives zinc oxide plus sulfur dioxide. But everywhere excess and heat. But due to the high temperature in the presence of excess of oxygen or air supply. And remember, none of the reactions are balanced. You have to balance the equations. Balance it properly. So I think it is 2 PBS. So that I can write here as 2 SO2. So it will be 4 plus 6, 3 O2 I think so. 3 O2. Then Cu2, Cu2O, okay. SO2, O2. This equation balance. These equations again 2, 3, 2, 2. Just these are the balance equations also. Now one more radon. See, sometimes zinc blended ZNS along with this certain oxide of iron may be as impurities. That not just Zinc sulfide is heated with the oxygen to give zinc oxide and the sulfur dioxide. We are using a flux. What do you mean by flux? See, impurity present along with the ore, we call it as gangue particle, also known as matrix, other name. So, this flux is used to remove this gangue or the matrix, and they will be removed as slag. So, if ore contains iron oxide as an impurity, then flux is used during the roasting process only. What do you do? See, a metal oxide impurity is there. Use a acidic flux SiO2. See, metal oxide, it is basic in nature. So, gangue particle of iron oxide if present, it will be basic in nature. So, to remove that, you have to use a acidic substance, and this basic is this one is the impurity, so it is a gangue, and what that will be the flux. So, it will give the slag. MSiO3. MSiO3 slag will be formed over there. So that is the one extra thing. If you have that is the one extra thing which should be done if the ore contains the iron oxide impurities. Actually, roasting does not need any flux over there, but if iron oxide is as the impurity is present there, then we are using it. Here, see, FeO, ferrous oxide, react with the SiO2, gives FeSiO3 slag. This is gangue, this is flux, gangue also known as matrix. I get a slag. Now, next point is calcination. Already mentioned, heating to the high temperature in the presence of excess of oxygen or air, that is the roasting, whereas heating to the high temperature in the absence or presence of limited air or oxygen supply. If at all oxygen is there, I have to take a very limited quantity of it. Then it becomes the calcination. Heating to high temperature in the absence or presence of limited air or oxygen supply is known as calcination. Note on this properly. See, this calcination process is applicable for carbonate ores. Calcination for carbonate ores. Come and tell me carbonate ores. I can have a malachite where I have CaCO3. Tell me the carbonate ore. I can have a malachite where we have CuCO3, CuOH 2 times malachite, calcium carbonate. What is this? Dolomite, in that I can have that. calcium carbonate. So in such cases, I can use this calcination process. What happened there? Just see. Calcium carbonate on heating gives calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. See, CO3, CuOH twice. On heating gives CuO plus water plus carbon dioxide. Magnesium carbonate MgCO3 on heating gives MgO plus CO2. None of the equations are balanced, you write on the balance equation. In the annual exam, without the balance equation, you will not get any marks. Remember this. Write the balance equation. Again and again repeat. Equations are not balanced, balance it properly. Zinc carbonate again on heating can give zinc oxide plus carbon dioxide. Now I have Fe2O3 to 3H2O on heating. See, this is limonite, which is a hydrated oxide of the iron, hydrated ore of the iron. When heated, gives Fe2O3 plus 3H2O. So, one more thing you can add that not only for the carbonate ore, I can use it for hydrated iron oxide ore also. So, tell me, what can happen here? So, tell me now, what are things happening in the calcination process? See, as we are heating to high temperature, whether the moisture is removed or not, definitely the moisture will be removed. See, second one is, if the volatile substances are there, as we are heating to high temperature, they escape out. Volatile substance already they are evaporating quickly and we are heating it, means definitely they escape out quickly. So, moisture removed, volatile substances escape out. That is the second importance of this calcination process. Then hydrated oxide of the any metals are there, then they get converted into anhydrous oxide over there. See, water content which are there as a hydrated form will be removed. This is the third importance. Now fourth one. See, in all the cases, what is happening here? The ore is converted into oxide. And the next one is the ore becomes more porous in nature. When the more porous in nature, easy for reduction process. During calcination, A. Moisture removed. B. Volatile impurity escape. Escape out. C. Ore becomes more porous. Ore is converted into oxide. So, note down all these things which happens during the calcination process. Now, next one is difference between the calcination and the roasting. calcination and roasting. Calcination, make two columns, roasting. See, first one is the definition is self difference. Heat into high temperature in the absence of air or presence of limited air or oxygen. Whereas roasting, heating to high temperature in the presence of excess of, not only properly, excess of air or oxygen. This is the main difference. Then B, applicable for carbonate or applicable for sulfide ores. And if you find that majority ore, they will be of 16 group element only, means majority of the ore will contain the element of 16 group, sulfur or oxygen. That's why see there, 16 group element also called as chalcogons. Chalcogen means ore forming 16 group element. 16th group element which are then oxygen, sulfur, etc. are called as chalcogons because they have the ore forming capacity. I don't want this in this chapter because we are studying that one, the 16th group, 17th group, 15th group, etc. in detail in the P block elements. But if you see the majority of the ore, they either contain the sulfur or the oxygens. Carbonate, there also contains oxygen. Zinc chloride contains sulfur. Iron oxide contains oxygen. So majority contains this oxygen or the sulfur, which are of 16 group. That's why the 16 group element also known as chalcogons. So applicable for sulfide ore, this is applicable for carbonate ore. See, already mentioned, ores are present in the earth crust and the metals are highly reactive in nature. So always they will be present with impurities or with a combined stage. So impurities present along with the ore is called as gangue. Note of this, already mentioned this one, or matrix. Note it properly. And remember, SiO2 is present as impurity, means it is a non-metallic oxide. Non-metallic oxide. It is acidic impurity. Now CO, along with the iron manganese oxide, MnO, is a basic oxide. So it is basic impurity. Note of this. And remember, to remove this gang, I have to use some chemicals, and we call them as the flux also. And selection of the flux should be done in such a manner that, and the selection of the flux should be done based on the nature of the gang particle. Say, if acidic impurities are present, if acidic gang particle is present, acidic flux will not work because there will not be action. Or if a basic gang particle is present, I cannot use the basic flux. SiO2 is a gang particle, you see. Then I cannot use SiO2 as a flux. I cannot use. Because this is acidic, this is also acidic, they will not work out. Now, instead of this, what I will do? I can use calcium oxide, which is a basic flux. What happens here? SiO2 react with the CaO, giving CaSiO3, and it can be removed. So, select the flux based on nature of the gang particle. If the acidic gang particle or the matrix is there, use the basic flux like calcium oxide, quicklime. If basic impurity, basic gang particle, basic matrix is present, then use the acidic flux like SiO2. So again and again repeat, the selection of the flux will be based on the nature of flux, the chemical substance added, chemical substance added to remove gang particle. What are the name? Matrix is known as flux. Define flux, define matrix, define gang, define slag. Like that the question can be done. And remember here, matrix plus flux or gang plus flux, what I'm going to get will be the slag. The product obtained by the reaction of the gang with the flux, that will be the slag. SiO2 is a gang particle. Then use CaO as a flux. Then use CaSiO3 as the slag. Now, CaO is some other extraction. CaO is the gang particle, you see. Then use the SiO2, use CaSiO3 as the slag. So don't fix your mind. CaO will be always flux, SiO2 always gang. No, it depends upon that extraction. In some extraction, CaO may be impurity, then the acidic flux should be there. Say here, if MnO is there as a matrix, Then I have to use again SiO3 only, SiO2 only to give MnSiO3 slag during the extraction of iron. And this is plus here. And remember, this is basic, this is acidic. This is basic, this is acidic. This is basic, this is acidic. Note of this. So depending upon the gang particle, you select the flux over there. They can ask the exam. Among this, which can be used as a flux for removal of silica? A. SiO2. B. CaO. C. Both silica and CaO. D. None of this. Then, as the silica is the impurity, which is SiO2, which is a non-metallic oxide, it is acidic nature, so I have to use calcium oxide only, not the SiO2. If I use SiO2, it will increase that impurities, that's all. So no use will be there, so keep it in mind. Question can be there in the competitive exam also. So, second part of this extraction, that is conversion of concentrated ore into the oxide, will be done by these processes, either by the roasting or the calcination process. Next video, I am going to discuss how to convert the oxide into the crude metal by reduction process, which involves the hydrometallurgy, electrometallurgy, pyrometallurgy, depending upon the nature of the metal oxide formed over there. Sometimes metal oxide solution may be conducting in nature, or they may have the conductivity. Then I can use the electrometallurgy. Or sometimes by heating to the high temperature in the presence of some reducing agent, the metal oxide may be converted into a metal easily. Then I can use pyrometallurgy. Or sometimes I can convert them into the solution. From the solution I can get it back, the metal. Then I can go for the hydrometallurgy, like the gold, silver extraction. We are converting the gold into a water soluble complex. From the complex again we are getting back the pure gold using the zinc, etc. So depending upon the nature of that oxide formed over there, I can use different techniques to get the crude metal, which I am going to discuss in the next video. Don't waste the time, because your future lies with your result. Remember this fact. You are the first person who will be affected by your poor performance. Indirectly, it can affect your parents, it can affect us also, because we will have some thing in mind that, okay, in spite of saying my student did not do well, so don't give any scope for such things. Read properly, because again and again says your future lies with your best result. So learn for your sake, not that your parents are scolding. They are insisting on you to read. No. You read thinking that you should get very good marks. I will continue next video. Until that, bye bye. Thank you.